And the mask slips. Not the mask was ever on very tightly. We all knew what everything was about. So this is by the New York Post, RIP, right? Because I think New York Post, the print edition may be stopping. It's actually a really well written newspaper. I respect the New York Post a lot. Seattle BLM protesters demand white people give up their homes. Seattle BLM protesters demand white people give up their homes. This is by Joshua Reed Miller. Okay, so we all know what the riots are about, right? It's just about getting free stuff. That's all it is. Everything. Okay, so how do I say this, right? The simpler somebody is, the more surface levels their thoughts are. Okay, the more surface level it is, okay? So you can just read somebody by. You already know everything but somebody just by looking at them sometimes, okay? You know these things, okay? For those who have never grown up in these communities, I assure you it's just about getting free stuff. Alright? I've been held up before. You can imagine, okay? Certain people just don't want to earn anything. They want things handed to them. Okay, this is why communism is very dangerous. Okay, these people when they vote, they'll vote for people to give them free stuff, and as we know, nothing is ever free. Everything has a cost. So this is just some tweets here. People talk about it, right. So people are talking about it. Seattle BLM protesters march to residential neighborhoods and demand white people give up their homes. Give up your house. Give black people back their homes. What are you going to do about it? Open up your wallets. This is my take on everything, right? If you believe in social justice, those people should give up their homes. This is the problem. They always believe it should be somebody else, just not them, because they virtue signaled. Like the celebrities, like this like what does Leonardo DiCaprio do? He takes a private flight, different countries, lecturing about climate change and global warming, then flies back home. These people who push these things should be forced to give it up, right? If they really truly believe those things that they say. Okay, but again, all this is for you and I to give up our stuff while the rich get richer. Again, it's the poor and the rich against the middle class, right? Okay, the poor generally have very low IQ. Okay, that's it. It shouldn't be anything too outlandish that I said it. It's true. Okay, there. Okay, so the most ridiculous thing, right? So they argue about gentrification, then they blame white people for moving out when like cities collapse. These people have no responsibility. Okay, it's either white people save the city or white people destroy the city. Choose. They want it both ways, you know? What they want is white people to keep paying the bills and white people to be homeless. Okay? Again, I've grown up in the hood. I've known girls, I've known guys. The girls think they deserve everything for free. They literally try to shoot at children so the government can take care of them. Okay? I've seen girls that go to offices, wink wink, wealth offices for weeks on end just to get money. And they're there from when it opened to slightly after it closes. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, can't you just work a 9 to 5 job? Again, these things have hurt the black community. Okay, the welfare state has absolutely destroyed the black community. Okay, like I said, these women know how to work the system. Okay. A group of Black Lives Matter protesters in Seattle marched through their residential neighborhood this week, demanding that white residents give up their homes. Footage of Wednesday's demonstration posted to Twitter showed a crowd, dozens chanting BLM matters, blah blah blah, before an unidentified man projects his ire towards the nearby white residents, saying they are living in historically black section of the city, as another woman in the crowd yells that they should give up their homes. Anyway, I've seen these things where these white folks, liberals, they move into the black part of town and they're constantly attacked, right? The reason they move to the black part of town because they think racism exists and they think racism explains all differences until it actually happens to them. You ever seen those stats where like liberals tend to go from left to right when they start living around black folks? You ever seen those okay, so the stats out there that kind of shows that. So, okay, so the point of that is it shows a lot of people believe in, again, you cannot have nirvana on earth. Okay, nirvana is only achieved, okay, if you believe religious stuff, you cannot create heaven on earth. It's a fallacy. It's how you get socialism and communism, how you destroy everything, okay? So when people hear a dose of reality, this is why they say about liberals, about people when they're young, they're liberals because they believe in things because they have no life experience. Okay, people go from left to right as they age, simply because they have life experience. They know hard work, like what Thomas Sowell said. He used to believe in liberalism. He used to believe in this socialist concept, and what changed his mind was he started to work. He understood. Oh, okay, all right. So this is why the stats show a lot of these BLMs and these liberals are just the middle class people without jobs. You know, they come from upper middle class areas. They have no sense of reality. So let's continue with the quote. Do you know that before your white behind changing that word came here, this was all black people, the man says? Do you know people like me came in here and basically bought all the land from the black people for less than what it's worth, kicked them out so you could not live here? Do you know that? The man continues, because if you don't, you effing do now. Do something about it. Another woman in the crowd then urges the residents to open their wallet as the man continues. Again, these people just want free stuff. Quote, so how do you plan to fix it? The man continues, as they gentrify because you're part of the problem. A woman with a megaphone then urges the residents to give up their house. The footage shows, again, this is terrible stuff. But again, this is eye-opening, right? The people in Seattle should vote against this. We'll see what happens. But I truly believe this is setting up the people in high liberal areas to swing far right at this point. Again, when you get a dose of reality, okay, it's about just living with life experiences. Okay, again, this is why having men in the household it'll completely change the environment. This is why the communists, they push men out of the household. Okay, when you push men out of the household, the government takes control. Women depend on the government. Okay, and they make the government stronger. You want to put marriage back. Okay, you want to reward marriage. Okay, you don't want to reward things that destroy society, like single motherhood. Quote, give black people back their home, she yells. You're sitting there comfortable as freak, as if they didn't help gentrify this neighborhood. I used to live in this neighborhood and my family was pushed out, and you're sitting up having a good time with your white friends. I'm going to conclude with just saying, everything is on the surface. Everything is what you think. The simple-minded people, you know the purpose. The purpose is to get stuff for free because they're jealous. They're literally jealous at physical and natural characteristics. Once again, I've been in the school system. Okay, the girls are the certain girls are jealous of other girls because they may have straight hair, lighter skin, better looking lips. I've seen this firsthand. The boys are also jealous for the exact same thing. They tend to hide it better, but that's it. There's no responsibility on the people in the school system. Okay? So let me just finish it off. Um, there's some more interesting quotes. Give us our stuff back, one man yells. Yet another clip apparently shot in the aftermath of the protest also showed demonstrators threatening a business owner who allegedly called the cops. You're being racist. You're being racist, a protester yells, unidentified white business owner. Check your privilege. Check your privilege. You ever notice these people they they tend to repeat the exact same things. There's no new critical thoughts. One of the keys to so when you're supposed to teach a child, you're supposed to take all information and make new thoughts. These people seem to be incapable of thinking for themselves and getting bits of information and come up with their own thoughts. They just yell the exact same things over and over and over, repetitive stuff. Like, you ever heard the theory behind music? It's not really music. It has to do with like less intelligent people, but also music. Less intelligent people, like they tend to like repetition, right? So that's essentially the same thing about the protesters. They repeat the exact same things over and over and over because they're literally less intelligent. Their thoughts never move past this point. Okay, never move past cliches, repetitive lines. This was never your neighbor. The man rant continues. My goodness. Okay, so you get the point of this. And again, gentrification, it's just a fancy word for saying white people moving in. See, when white people move in, the culture improves, the safety of the neighborhood picks up. So guess what happens? Prices tend to go up. Businesses tend to move in. This happens throughout the entire world. Okay, when a city, a place, a community goes about 20% black, is the place is usually not salvageable anymore. It's the rule of thumb to every city, every community, every neighborhood. Okay? Again, this is just honesty, right? This isn't like, it should never be something controversial. It's the flippin' truth. Anyway, share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that's it. Bye. Take care.